Welcome to Home Team Advantage, take two.
We had a little glitch.
Yeah, I'm Gary Gimbetti along with Mike Egan, and we have Babe Glumack sitting in between us. We all have faces made for radio, but we're on TV. We apologize if we're scaring any of you. But we'll first congratulate Babe on making the Hibbing High School Hall of Fame, but we'll talk about that later because we'll start out with the baseball. And the VFW and the Legion and the Miners, obviously, because they're still playing. But the VFW team, we said, got the #1 seed, and I like to talk more, so that's why we'll start with baseball. They got the #1 seed in their 8th district tournament. They had a bye, then they lost to Rock Ridge, went down to the losers bracket or elimination bracket or everyone can participate bracket, whatever you want to call it. And they ended up beating Southridge and East Duluth, and then had a rematch with Rock Ridge, and Rock Ridge did beat them again, and then Rock Ridge went on to beat West Duluth twice. So congratulations to Rock Ridge for winning their second straight VFW title. But I don't know what the mental block is. We seem to have a mental block against that team, and
Well, it used to be Grand Rapids. Now it's Rockridge.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the deal is there.
And it's not like they got beat like a couple of runs. I mean, they got beat bad.
They got beat, like 11-1 and 8-2 or something. So I don't know, but that's their season's done. So now they can go enjoy their summer. Legion got the #2 seed in their 8th district playoffs. They beat Thunder Bay 15-9 yesterday in Cloquet in the early game at 11. It shouldn't have been a close game, but it was closer than it should have been. I mean, I guess I don't know if I should go through all the details again or not, but then they took on, I believe, Proctor Hermantown at 6:30 last night, and Proctor Hermantown beat them 8-6. And I guess we had chances. We had bases loaded in the last inning, and we had some base running mistakes and some other things. I was going to
Mental mistakes?
Well, there we go. Mental mistakes and runners falling on, tripping over the bag and then can't get back, and stuff like that. So they're playing I believe they're playing Grand Rapids today at 3:30 in Cloquet. So we'll see. Hopefully they only have one game today, so hopefully they'll advance in and play tomorrow. So that does it for them. The Miners last Saturday took on Roseau, and that game was for the #2 seed, and the Miners just destroyed Roseau 13-2. But Roseau's a good team. I mean, they've got some guys who can play baseball, but this Miners team is loaded.
Good.
Those guys are kids. Well, to me, they're kids, but the guys from Grand Rapids, unbelievable how they produce.
You said there's a kid from Wasabi East, too?
He did not play in that game, but the kid that played, the Dakota Cruz, who's playing with this year's Legion team, also plays with the Miners, but he wasn't there because they had a tournament. I think they had a tournament in Princeton last weekend. So he wasn't there, but Cody Miller, Kyler Miller, Brooks Bachman, and Gideon Beck, unbelievable. Now, Bachman wasn't there, but those other four were, and they pound the ball.
Good.
They got a tournament coming up here now?
Well, we're going to talk about that. They were supposed to play War Road this weekend in a best 2 of 3 to get from the Northwest Border League division to determine seeding for the Region 10 C tournament, and evidently War Road forfeited.
Oh,
really?
So they're not playing this weekend, unfortunately, because I love going to baseball games, and now War Road. There's got to be some repercussions about that, because you just shouldn't be able in a league and then all of a sudden forfeit one play at a time.
Some penalties involved or something.
Well, and the Miners got dinged with that a couple of years ago, I think, because they didn't have enough guys, and they got, I don't know if they had to not get in the playoffs or what the deal was with them. But so now they'll automatically be, I think, the #2 seed going into the 10C tournament, and that will be held next weekend here. That whole tournament will be here in Hibbing.
It's a
So you-
District 10 tournament.
Yeah, Red River, teams from the Red River and teams from the Northwest border will be here, and
Nice.
there'll be a nice weekend of baseball down there, and they're gonna have concessions and I believe alcohol,
Oh,
which should really draw some people in.
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess.
well,
Yeah.
you know where you and I are.
Yeah. I'll be at Yankee Stadium, Mike.
Maybe
Yeah.
go behind the plate. Hey, just a second.
Yeah.
Like we.
Strike three.
So
Yeah.
it'll be a good weekend of
Right.
baseball, and it'll be town ball is very good.
It is.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Yeah, it is. Good.
So that's what's, I guess, going on locally, and
And that's Mr. Vandermeer and
Adam Schaefer
Adam
and Zach
Schaefer.
Vandermeer are kind of co-coaches. I think
Yep.
Adam runs,
Schaefer
but Zach is getting all the workers set up. You know, they have. When Hibbing's not playing, they'll have enough workers to cover everything.
volunteer. Great.
But they'll need ticket takers and stuff like that, and all the money won't go to them. I don't think it all goes to the.
Do you think they let us be like a beer guy going
Well,
through the stand? Beer, cold beer.
Beer,
Yep.
here, cold
You
cold
wanna-
beer.
you wanna
here.
run the
Yeah.
concession
12
stand,
bucks.
I'm
sure
12
you
bucks a
can.
bottle, Mike.
Go like that.
Yeah.
6 for them,
So,
5 for
yeah.
me.
I'm assuming they can get a liquor license for a weekend. I
No,
don't
one of the
know.
bars is supplying it.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
our disembodied voice knows more than we do about that.
That was approved at the city council.
All right, okay, so he was at the city council
Yeah.
meeting.
If you want to know something about the city, just ask Ron.
That's right,
Yeah.
he's at every meeting, he's a dedicated worker when it comes to HPAT, so we owe a lot to him.
Yeah, I just wish they'd pay him more. Did I say that?
Wow.
But yeah, are you umping? You won't be here.
I'll be in New York watching.
Oh, all right.
Watching the other Yankee teams.
Watching
So-
the big Yankee teams who
Well,
aren't very good right now. Yeah.
So,
Let's
yeah,
talk.
Yeah.
Let's, well, might as well stay with baseball. Talk a little bit about the Minnesota Twins and where they're at with their wonderful manager Rocky Balboa.
Rocky Balboa, yeah.
but
yeah.
didn't you say that the Twins and the Yankees are in the
Big
trade
trade,
market?
big trade market.
Coming
yeah.
up
Yeah,
here, was that,
yeah.
what did I say? Was they want to trade Rocky Balboa for Daniel
Yeah.
Boone?
Yeah, Daniel Boone, yeah, Daniel Boone. We'll give him Daniel Boone. Oh no, Aaron Boone. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not Daniel Boone. It's
So we'll trade
Aaron
managers.
Boone. Yeah, we'll trade
Yeah.
managers. I mean, Twins aren't going to get much from the Yankees because
They don't have much to
they
give
don't
this year.
have much to give. You're right, Mike. The way they're playing, they got swept by the Mets in 6 games, and
I don't think the Twins could afford any of the Yankee players.
no, they're Yankees aren't a good team right now. I mean, the Twins have a good team.
The Yankees are almost like 20 games over 500. Maybe they're 16 or 15 right now, but I'd take that. And Twins are only 12, I think, or 11.
Yeah, but they.
So, I always say, call me when you're 20 games over 500. Then I'll start paying
Yeah,
attention.
yeah.
Yankees are 16 over.
Okay. Well, still, it's 4 games or
Yeah.
5 games more than the Twins are
And
over
the Twins are
500.
11.
But and then you have to hats off to Joe Mauer, made it to the
Yep,
Baseball
Good
Hall
player.
of Fame. They have their
yeah, good choice.
celebration August.
No, they already
They,
had
they
it.
had it last
No,
year.
I know they had the Hall of Fame, but
Oh,
they're doing
they're
the
doing-
Twins.
Oh, the
thing.
Twins one, yeah.
Yeah.
August
Yeah.
3rd, is it, Ron?
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
going
All right.
Yeah.
Did you ever umpire him?
I did umpire him. I had Cretin-Durham Hall against Austin in the championship game down at the old Metrodome, and I worked the plate, and when I worked the plate, I put my hand on the catcher's back to get a good view, and who would know?
Joe Mauer.
It's Joe Mauer. Yeah.
How many hits you get that game?
I don't know, but Austin beat him, I think. So, but it was down at the old Metrodome.
Is Austin, is that the team that had the only pitcher to strike him out in his career?
And you could be right on that, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point on your point.
Yeah, they had him. When they celebrated him for going into the Hall of Fame, they had
Yeah.
that kid, that
Yeah.
guy there.
Yeah.
At the
Yeah.
game. Brought him out on the field. That must have been pretty cool for him.
So what do you think? Do you think the Twins are going to be a playoff, or whether it's a wild card or the division?
Well, I think they will, Mike, in that division. And I think Cleveland is overplaying good. I mean, I look at their lineup and stuff like that, and I don't know how Cleveland with their players, but Twins are in a good division, of course. But Yeah, you know, they'll be number one, or they'll be a wild card.
Yeah,
But
know.
the issue
pitching.
with that was the first time they played Cleveland, they've lost 5 games. So
Yeah.
Your difference.
there's your difference right there. They
Right.
couldn't beat them
Right,
with a stick, I guess, if that's what you want to say.
right.
But
right.
the Twins' problem, as you said, they got a good young team, but then again, it comes down to pitching.
It comes down to pitching. Yeah.
You know, they have Pablo and
Joe Ryan.
Joe Ryan, and I don't know, but that kid that pitched the first Philly game pitched pretty good. Game
Yeah.
after he gave up
Simeon
the-
Woods, Richardson. And
Richardson,
Bailey
yeah.
Ober hasn't. I mean, the 4 of those guys haven't been pitching that bad. Lopez is nowhere near where he was last
No,
year.
no, he's not.
So, I mean, he has to step it up a little bit. And
But you know, I noticed a lot of these on Valley Sports. You know, is that a lot of these Twins players, you know, like Lopez, and he's a good family guy, and a lot of them like Minneapolis.
Yeah.
You know, for a cold state. But a lot of, you know, just like the Vikings, a lot of those guys like to live in Minneapolis, St. Paul area.
Well, especially the family guys because of the atmosphere and
Right.
the schools
Right,
and all that
right,
kind of stuff.
exactly.
It's great for families.
Exactly,
Mhm.
exactly right.
but
Yeah.
now you know the training deadline's coming up on July 31st, and I've heard rumors where they're want to be buyers, and I've heard rumors where they don't have their cash strapped, and they won't be able to do anything. And how many guys you have hurt right now?
Yeah.
I mean, Lewis isn't playing, Miranda isn't playing, Correa isn't playing. So they pretty much beat Philadelphia with a B
Mhm.
squad.
Yeah.
Right, right.
You
right.
know, and it's not that they don't have talented players, but some of them are not everyday major league players.
Do you think, Babe, that they're kind of showcasing some of these young kids that they have so that they can use them for trade bait?
I agree with your statement, Mike. Yeah, they do. A lot of these teams do that. They showcase right, you know, July 20th, July 31st. You know, they showcase them. You know, and yeah, there'll be some trades here the next week. You know, and I know that the Yankees. You know, you got to look rental players like say Torres from the Yankees plays second base, and his contract is up. I mean, he'll be a free agent.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a rental. It's going to be a rental player. So you're not going to get much for a rental, you know, because he can sign with anybody the following year. So that's what you got to look at, you know. Guys that are signed through 26th, 27th, and you know, but then you got to give more.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
or they can be like Correa.
Right.
Yeah, I'm leaving. See ya.
Right.
And then next thing you know, oh, I'm back.
Back again.
I'm
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Well, he likes it here, and
he
they
does.
paid him.
He does.
Yeah.
But now is that plantar fasciitis hit his other foot.
Yeah.
So he's been sitting out, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how you get hurt in baseball. I honestly really don't. Unless you get hit by a pitch. I mean, that would hurt. They took Buxton out the other night because he had an arm contusion.
Oh,
Because he
Yeah.
got hit by a pitch.
an arm contusion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
contusion of the arm.
I watched it. He got hit pretty hard though.
Well,
Yeah.
you do. I mean, that
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
lay off of because you get hit by a fastball that's coming at you 95 miles an hour.
You do.
I
You
think
do.
he's actually played more games this year than he's played the
Yeah.
last 3 years.
Yeah.
And he's actually hitting up in the 270s. You know, he doesn't have necessarily the big home run numbers yet, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, maybe I was right one time, Mike. Maybe it was Buxton was the guy to keep,
Yeah, well,
and your good buddy Miguel Sano was the one to.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who's not playing anymore? No.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, he got.
Oh, he would get canned by
Yeah.
Los Angeles, the
Yeah.
Angels. So.
Yeah. Buxton, you can get him in the outfield. You know, he can. You know.
You know, I've said maybe I've said on the show before, but other maybe than the Yankees and the Dodgers, I think the Twins have one of the better lineups in the league
Well, I think
when they're
and,
healthy.
well when they're healthy, and now the talk
Yeah.
is that they're going to move Lewis over to first base to try to protect him a little bit from
Yeah.
getting hurt all the
The
time.
injuries. Good
Oh.
point. It's a good point.
So,
Yeah, but then where are you going to put Carlos Santana because he's having a heck of a year.
yeah,
You know, and then Miranda comes back, and
yeah.
you know, hopefully it's not a one-time thing for Miranda because he was so bad last year. This year he's
Doing well.
doing well. Hopefully this continues and is more of a not a mirage, but
Right.
Well, like you said, when you look at their lineup, you know, from 1 to 9, they've got a pretty good batting rate, except for when they put what's the name of the catcher, he can't.
Oh,
he couldn't-
Vasquez.
Yeah, he couldn't hit
No,
a beach ball.
no.
Wow, I know, and he supposedly
Yeah.
worked on that over the off season to
Well,
become a better hitter.
Well, he's
but-
batting 140 or
Well,
something.
I know, that's, but you know who was on the market last year? Salvador Perez.
Perez, yeah.
Yeah, and a guy that kills us, but we don't,
Yeah.
why go after him? I mean, that would not help your line.
Well, wasn't Santana the one that used to kill the Twins
Oh,
when he
yeah.
was playing with Cleveland, wasn't it?
Cleveland,
Mhm.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
so their pitching staff, I can't put them in
No.
as one of the top pitching staffs and their bullpen right now is Thielbar is probably on his last leg
yeah,
because he hasn't done well. Duran,
I mean,
he's given up.
3 runs the other night.
Oh man, yeah. Ninth, he's had one job, pitch 1 inning, and he give up 3 runs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they did in all fairness, they had Turner, Harper, and Bohm, I think, coming up that inning. So it was like when you didn't score in the 8th inning, you were pretty much hurting there.
He has the greatest walk-up music.
Yeah.
To turn the lights off, and
Right.
fireworks are going.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve it at
Yeah.
this point.
I mean, with the games I watch, I think that Jax, is that his name?
Jacks.
He's got a mean slider, you know.
Yeah.
But Duran, he's up and down. Throws hard, but he's up and down. I think the Twins relief would be a question mark down the stretch.
Oh,
Yeah.
if they can add anything, they should add
Yeah.
a regular closer.
Right.
Because Durant could be your setup guy then.
Well, it's the same old story. They could be up by 2-3 runs, come to the top of the 9th. They bring in a relief pitcher, and then you're going, "Oh my God, the game's over."
Yeah, right, Mike. Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
Emilio Pagan?
Here we go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
big on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, Rocky Balboa is not the best pitching coach that the Twins have ever seen. The way
No.
he granted they have a pitching coach, but the way he handles pitchers, I don't get it.
No.
So
No.
Rocky's pretty good umpires, though.
yeah,
He doesn't.
he's not the Jim. He doesn't
Yeah,
do the
he's not the
Kelly
or the Daniel Boone or Aaron Boone.
Aaron
Yeah,
Earl Weaver.
That
He's
comes
not
on
the Earl
argues.
Weaver type.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
maybe
know what I did see last night on HBO is they got a documentary on Pete Rose.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I saw they had one on and they had 2 at season 1, episode 1, and season 1, episode 2. And as long as we're on baseball, what do you think about should he be in the Hall of Fame or
Yes.
shouldn't he? I believe he should be.
Yes, there's baseball players that are in that Hall of Fame that have done worse than what he has, and that's just I can't remember the commissioner, but DiMaggio, whatever,
Giamatti.
Giamatti
Yeah, very.
was his vendetta was to
As long as he
get,
lives.
Yeah.
As long as he lives, he'll never get in.
but he dead now.
No, but I think
So let Rose in.
I think there's another guy, Mike. The guy is still alive. Commissioner. I can't think of his name. That got him down. I can't think of the guy's name. Faye Vincent.
Oh, Faye Vincent.
Faye
yeah.
Vincent.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he was the second one. It was
Right.
Giamatti that.
Right, but Faye Vincent is the one that's not like Pete Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that.
I mean,
is not
yeah,
like-
he bet, but did he bet on the Reds?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's the big question mark. And did he ever fix a game?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you don't have any proof that he fixed a game, so what if you bet on him?
But theoretically, how can you fix a baseball game unless you're a player that drops a ball or a pitcher
Yeah.
that throws balls instead of strikes?
Right.
How can
Yeah.
you, as a manager, how can you fix a game?
Yeah.
Well, he said last night, and one of his quotes was, "I tried as a manager. I did my best to put the best player available up at that certain point or pitch
Right.
at that certain point." And he goes, "And everything's not perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes your best pitcher doesn't get the outs he needs to get." And
No, I think he should be in the Hall of Fame.
I know one thing about Pete Rose. I went to Cooperstown 6 years in a row after I worked the Little League World Series just to be my other umpires. We went to Cooperstown, and Pete Rose, Killebrew, Perez, Bob Feller were on one side of the street, and Pete Rose was on the other side of the street because he can't associate it with Major League Baseball. But he was with that young girl from Hawaii, whatever, his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And Pete Rose likes money. and he autographed everything all roped up, $75 a piece. And people go to Pete Rose, which they probably should. And Pete gets autographs.
Yeah.
So he goes,
That's how he makes his money.
and Mike, you're going to Vegas.
Yeah.
I guarantee you Pete Rose will
Be
probably be in
Vegas.
Vegas. Yeah. But it's not a knock against him. It's just
Yeah.
that, you know.
Well, he had 4,200 some hits.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever gonna pass that
right.
at this
right,
point. And he
right.
also hit in, what, 44 straight games one year?
Right. No, he was definitely a good
So,
player.
Yeah.
He's good. He played hard.
Yeah. Well,
Ask Ray Fosse.
before we, before we move on, because we're kind of in our time constraint here, but at the beginning of our first show, we're congratulating you on your induction into the Hibbing High School Hall of Fame, and that's got to be a great honor for you.
Yeah, it is. It is, Mike and Gary. I just, it's an honor that sometimes you work hard. I guess sometimes good things happen. And like I said, I'm not a ball player. I played for Hibbing High School. I was average at best. And
So there's still a chance for Mr. being big
Yeah,
over here
Red
to get
Betty,
inducted
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
pretty soon.
good glove, no hit, you know.
Yeah.
And but yeah, no, I worked hard at that, and worked some minor league baseball and Big Ten baseball and Little League World Series stuff, and
I worked with Babe both baseball, basketball, and football, and I could really tell some stories, but since this is a PG show, I can't talk
Yeah.
about that right now.
our younger days, Mike.
Yes,
Our
yeah.
younger days. We all get older, but no, I
respected Babe because I worked a couple games with Mr. McGibbon one time, and the first thing he tells me, he goes, "You stay here, or I'm going to stay here at half court, and you go back and forth to the baseline to
Yeah.
baseline."
Right.
By the end of the second quarter, I was so tired I couldn't even
Yeah,
move anymore.
right. Yeah, no, it's, and I'm a Hibbing person, so it's it's an honor, and I appreciate what everybody's done for me.
Good. We've talked about, and Gary, on the show for years about, and you're probably the best one to ask right now, the decline in the athleticism of some of the students or participation as far as the last few years. I mean, they can't even get enough kids to play football.
No, you're right, Mike. You're
You know,
right.
as baseball dropped off, basketball dropped
It
off.
has.
I mean, have you seen a lot, of that?
I
Not
have,
just here. but
I have,
all
Mike,
over.
and for all my traveling I did, everything is, dropping off. It's, when we played Robbinsdale, Hibbing, whatever, we threw the ball against the wall. We didn't have weight rooms. We had none of that stuff, We went to the playground and played ball, and if we robbed a crabapple tree, that's the worst we ever did. Or hit your car.
Yeah.
Throwing apples
Hit your
at
car in the
the-
winter.
that wasn't probably
That was the
right
worst we ever
either,
did.
but-
Yeah.
I mean, now you got crimes, and you got phones, and you got texting, you got
Games,
cabins, you
yeah.
got lakes, and I don't. Your statement is correct, Mike. It's all over. Participation isn't what it used to be. You used to have 20 guys on a baseball team. Now you're lucky you got 10.
Yeah. Well, Gary just alluded to that. Brainerd
yeah,
couldn't
right.
play because
That's
they
a
don't
good
have enough
example.
players.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brainerd
Yeah.
doesn't show up, and Brainerd's been to the state tournament, I don't know how many times in high school
Right.
baseball.
Right.
Great program down there. Lowell Searcy was their coach for the longest time.
Yeah, right.
I don't know who has it now, but.
Yeah.
So what do you do? How do you change it? Do you get more kids? We have weight rooms now.
We do.
have
We do.
programs
We
to
have
help
programs,
athletes.
yeah.
They're actually. Is it a fact that kids are picking one sport and not playing other sports?
That would be a great part of it. Yeah, I mean, you got hockey, and they want to be in the NHL. They want to be in the NHL. And stuff like that. And it's you play baseball or softball, you're going to get hurt. And you want to. Hockey's a great sport. Don't get me wrong. They're all great sports.
But I think it's just as when we were younger, we played. It's a camaraderie. He plays with. Would you guys have your reunion last year for your?
Yeah.
But it's just
softball,
guys
yeah.
you haven't seen for 10, 15
Right,
years.
right.
You still have that
You
camaraderie.
do.
still
You
have
do.
that,
You
know.
do. Right.
And we are getting together again this year on the 24th. We're going down, one of our players rented out a suite.
Oh,
So we're
nice.
going down when they play the Cardinals, and we're gonna all have a good time down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, when football came, you played football. When basketball or hockey, you played basketball. You played every sport.
Right.
You played all three sports. And now it's down to you just want to specialize in one sport.
Well, you know, you read stories and see videos, and you know the premier athletes today and of yesterday, like the Gretzky's and all them, they all say that you got to play three sports. You
You
can't
do.
just concentrate on one sport.
Right, exactly right. You do. I mean, that's play three sports, have fun.
And not worry about getting
Yeah,
hurt.
right. Don't worry about getting hurt. I
Well, you can
mean,
again, we talked about you can get hurt in any sport.
Well,
It doesn't matter. I mean, you might play soccer and you might get hurt, then you play a hockey player.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's the lamest excuse ever,
Yep.
that I'm going to get hurt and not be able to play hockey. I mean,
right.
the year they had the hockey players out for the football team was the year they
did successful.
they
when
had
Coach
success that year.
Frizzell was there.
Yeah, that was when Frizzell, he mentioned he talked with Dave Frizzell down at the Mall of America earlier.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the year he got the hockey players to come out, and that's the year they were around 500.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it was 500. Yeah, 500 is good.
Right.
500 or better is good. I mean, because that means you're competing
Right.
and that. So that's what we need to get back to.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's on your agenda for the next year? Coaching at the college.
Coaching at the college with Travis and doing that, and still going to do a little bit of umpiring and stuff like that. And going to New York next week to watch the Yankees play, unfortunately, and go to a few sites and have some fun in New York, and don't have to worry about umping every night. You know.
Well, now's the time to get out because all the baseball's coming. Boy, there's a tournament this weekend again, isn't there?
There is.
At the
Yeah,
Big Power.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
What age levels?
That would be 12s and 16, 18s.
Okay, so yeah, there is a softball tournament Saturday and Sunday, I believe.
Finally playing softball at Vic Power. Wait.
Yeah, well, they
Yeah.
had a big one
Imagine
last
that.
weekend
Yeah.
too.
Oh, that was successful.
That
It
was-
was the
yeah.
one named after you.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, see?
Even though I won't go there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
But no, so there's action going on all weekend. I mean,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate the minors won't be playing, but otherwise there'd be
Yeah.
stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'd like to thank you for coming on
Yeah,
today.
anytime,
I
Mike.
pulled Babe from the post office. I said,
Yeah.
come on over.
I was trying to buy a stamp.
And,
Yeah.
So I really appreciate
Yeah, yeah, that's
all that
fun.
you've
It's
done.
always fun
Again,
with you guys.
congratulations on your
Yeah.
induction.
Yeah.
Is that the right word? Is that the
Yeah,
right word there?
well, we'll try to get the rest of them who are going in too at some point.
Yeah, maybe we'll get McKell
near
to come on, huh?
future.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope, yeah, maybe.
We'll have to get a shorter chair for him.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
looking up to him all the time.
Right.
All right, so for Mike Egan, Babe Glumack, I'm Gary Gimbetti. Thank you for watching Home Team Advantage.
For over 25 years, U.S. Bank, located at 211 East Howard Street in Hibbing, Minnesota, has provided office and studio space for Hibbing Public Access Television. We are thankful for their ongoing support.